What type of stress is causing your gut disease? Now, this was discovered by Dr. Hammer. He could look at your brain CT scan and know what gut disease you had, and he concluded that they were caused by a conflict shock, a stressful event that caught us off guard. Now, I used to have horrible Crohn's and colitis, and I got better with my 13-day protocol. If I had to do it all over again, this is what I have people do, and it works because it addresses the root cause. It helps us get over the stress, the conflict that put our gut into overdrive. So let's start from the top. Heartburn, stomach ulcers, H. pylori. Now, you would think that the ulcers are down here in the stomach where most of the acid hangs out, but it's actually up here. And the type of conflict for this, for men, is a territorial anger. And for women, it could either be territorial anger or an identity conflict. I don't know what territory I belong to. And it's going to be burning pain when it's conflict active, and then a pressure pain when the conflict is resolved. And GERD, if this goes on for long enough, somebody will get GERD, acid reflux. This won't be able to close, and the acid goes back up. That's that conflict. When it goes on long enough, it starts to beat this area up, and we get all sorts of unpleasant symptoms. There's also bile acid malabsorption, bile salt malabsorption, bile malabsorption. This is actually caused by the same type of conflict. And every time this conflict goes off, it makes the gallbladder freak out and it dumps bile into the intestines and you have to go to the bathroom. Now we have the small intestine, which usually gets diagnosed with Crohn's, SIBO, or celiac. And now what does the intestines do? What's their job? Especially the small intestine. So the stomach digests things. Then when it gets into the small intestine, this more breaks it down, like really breaks it down. But the small intestine digests, and it's really doing more of an absorptive job because the pancreas is really doing most of the digesting. And it's just the small intestine that's mixing it up and absorbing it and pushing it through the intestines. So it's something I can't absorb, I can't digest and absorb, and I'm angry about it. Man, she's really pretty, I really like her, and I just can't lock her down, and I'm angry about it. Ooh, that guy's a snack. Oh, he's so tasty. Why doesn't he like me back? Oh, it just makes me furious. There's something I want. I can't digest this money. I'm angry. I can't digest this. I can't digest something important to my survival, and I'm angry about it. That all these conditions, that's what the conflict's for them. With celiac, somebody with a gluten intolerance, somehow, let's say, this girl breaks up with you and she slaps you in the face with gluten, with a piece of bread, or you're eating a piece of bread while she's breaking up with you. That can cause somebody to be sensitive to gluten because now it's this subconscious reminder of the conflict. Or maybe you get really bad symptoms and see blood in the toilet for the first time and you tell yourself, oh my God, it was the gluten because some guy on YouTube said gluten's not good for me. That's how gluten becomes an allergy, when it's somehow connected. It reminds usually the subconscious mind. Usually you don't even get emotional. It's totally subconscious. It just depends on the situation. And you guys aren't going to be conscious that this is how you experience the conflict. It's how your subconscious experiences the conflict. Now, colitis, it's what is crap I want to get rid of, but I can't. It's like a really crappy, gross, ugly situation. You'll find yourself a lot of the time going like, oh, what a load of crap. I can't believe, oh, it's just, what crap, what shit. I can't deal with this shit, but I can't get rid of it. And so that's what the colon does. After it's done being absorbed, most of it's done being absorbed in the small intestine, the colon just absorbs a little bit of water and really just holds poop until we're ready to go to the bathroom. So the colon conflict is, what crap do I want to get rid of, but I can't? And especially if it's on this half, if the inflammation's on this half, it's what crap do I want to get rid of, but I can't? And maybe you're a little, if it's here, you're like a little conflicted on whether it's crap, you need it, but you want to get rid of it, but you need it. Where this is just, I want to get rid of it and I can't. Now we have hemorrhoids. And this, again, is going to be, for women, mainly an identity conflict. I don't know what territory I belong to. Or for men, it can be a territorial anger or an identity conflict. I don't know what territory I belong to. Then we have perianal fistulas, which is what I had, and that's on the perianal ducts. And that's what crap do I want to get rid of it. A crappy situation I couldn't get out of. Now, these are the types of conflicts that you had to have had experienced to put these different gut body parts, organs, into overdrive. And the only way you can fix these is if you resolve these conflicts on a conscious and subconscious level. A lot of you have already resolved them, but you're haunted by them subconsciously. And that's where I use my 13-day protocol to help you dig in here and rewire things so your brain stops putting your organs in and out of overdrive. And it's really over the silliest things sometimes. A lot of mine was like being forced to eat vegetables when I was little, getting kicked off the video games when I was little. Like, that was the trauma that put my gut into overdrive. Okay? And I hear that a lot of the times it's breakups and divorces and losing houses to inheritance, or fights or failing school. But something, you might not be aware of it. I wasn't aware of it for a really long time. I actually got mad at the person who told me it would be caused by stress. But when I started it, my life changed. I tell you all the details in my free webinar, which is like a free version of my 13-day protocol. You can check it out in the comments.